The Intercity-Express or iÄtseːः is a system of high-speed trains predominantly running in Germany and its surrounding countries. It is the highest service category offered by DB Fernverkehr and is the flagship of Deutsche Bahn. The brand name iÄtseːः is among the best known in Germany, with a brand awareness close to 100%, according to DB. There are currently 259 train sets in 5 different versions of the iÄtseːः vehicles in use, named iÄtseːः 1, iÄtseːः 2, iÄtseː, iÄtseː 3 and iÄtseː-TD. The iÄtseː 3, including its variant models, is made by a consortium led by Bombardier and Siemens. Apart from domestic use, the trains can also be seen in countries neighboring Germany. There are, for example, iÄtseː 1 lines to Basel and Zurich. iÄtseː 3 trains also run to Liège in Brussels and at lower speeds to Amsterdam. On June 10, 2007, a new line between Paris and Frankfurt-Stuttgart was opened, jointly operated by iÄtseÄ and TGV trains. iÄtseː trains to London via the Channel Tunnel are planned for 2015. While iÄtseː 3M trains operate the Paris to Frankfurt service, SNCF's TGV runs from Paris to Munich, with mixed crews on both trains. German and Austrian iÄtseÄ trains run to Vienna. On December 9, 2007, the iÄtseÄ-TD was introduced on the service from Berlin via Hamburg to the Danish cities of Aarhus and Copenhagen. The Spanish railway operator RENFE also employs trains based on the iÄtseÄ 3. Wider versions were ordered by China for the Beijing-Tianjin high-speed rail link and by Russia for the Moscow-St. Petersburg and Moscow-Nizhny Novgorod routes. History of the iÄtseÄ. The Deutsche Bahn started a series of trials in 1985 using the Intercity experimental test train. The iÄtseÄ experimental was used as a showcase train and for high-speed trials, setting a new world speed record at 406.9 km/h on May 1, 1988. The train was retired in 1996 and replaced with a new trial unit, called the iÄtseÄ. After extensive discussion between the Bundesbahn and the Ministry of Transport regarding board equipment, length and width of the train and the number of train sets required, a first batch of 41 units was ordered in 1988. The order was extended to 60 units in 1990, with German reunification in mind. However, not all trains could be delivered in time. The iÄtseÄ network was officially inaugurated on May 29, 1991 with several vehicles converging on the newly built station Kassel-Wilhelmshöhe from different directions. First generation. The first iÄtseÄ trains were the train sets of iÄtseÄ 1, which came into service in 1989. The first regularly scheduled iÄtseÄ trains ran from June 2, 1991 from Hamburg-Altona via Hamburg HBF Hanover HBF Kassel-Wilhelmshöhe Fulda Frankfurt HBF Mannheim HBF and Stuttgart HBF toward Ma 1/4 NCHEN HBF at hourly intervals on the new iÄtseÄ Line 6. The Hanover WA 1/4 LZBURG line and the Mannheim-Stuttgart line, which had both opened the same year, were hence integrated into the iÄtseÄ network from the very beginning. Due to the lack of train sets in 1991 and early 1992, the iÄtseÄ Line 4 couldn't start operating until June 1, 1992. Prior to that date, iÄtseÄ train sets were used when available and were integrated in the Intercity network and with iÄtseÄ tariffs. In 1993, the iÄtseÄ Line 6's terminus was moved from Hamburg to Berlin. Second generation. From 1997, the successor, the iÄtseÄ 2 trains pulled by Class 402 powerheads, was put into service. One of the goals of the iÄtseÄ 2 was to improve load balancing by building smaller train units which could be coupled or detached as needed. These train sets were used on the iÄtseÄ Line 10 Berlin-Cologne-Bonn. However, since the driving van trailers of the trains were still awaiting approval, the DB joined 2 portions to form a long train, similar to the iÄtseÄ 1. Only from May 24, 1998 were the iÄtseÄ 2 units fully equipped with driving van trailers and could be portioned on their run from Ham via either Dortmund HBF Essen HBF Duisburg HBF Dar 1/4 Seldorf HBF or Hagen HBF Wuppertal HBF Solingen-Erlix. In late 1998, the Hanover-Berlin high-speed rail line was opened as the third high-speed line in Germany, cutting travel time on line 10 by 2.5 hours. The ICE-1 and ICE-2 trains' loading gauge exceeds that recommended by the International Railway Organization (UIC). Even though the trains were originally to be used only domestically, some units are licensed to run in Switzerland and Austria. Some ICE-1 units have been equipped with an additional smaller pantograph to be able to run on the different Swiss overhead wire geometry. All ICE-1 and ICE-2 trains are single-voltage 15 kV AC, which restricts their radius of operation largely to the German-speaking countries of Europe. ICE-2 trains can run at a top speed of 174 mph. Third generation, main article, ICE-3, for Siemens-built trains using similar technology, see Siemens Velaro. To overcome the restrictions imposed on the ICE-1 and ICE-2, their successor, the ICE-3, was built to a smaller loading gauge to permit usability throughout the European standard gauge network. Unlike their predecessors, the ICE-3 units are built not as locomotive pull trains, but as electric multiple units with underfloor motors throughout. This also reduced the load per axle and enabled the ICE-3 to comply with the pertinent UIC standard. Two different classes were developed, the Class 403 and the Class 406, the M standing for MU system. The trains were labeled and marketed as the Velaro by their manufacturer, Siemens. Just like the ICE-2, the ICE-3 and the ICE-3M were developed as half-length trains and are able to travel in portions, with individual units running on different lines, then being coupled to travel together. Since the ICE-3 trains are the only ones able to run on the car paragraph LN Frankfurt high-speed line with its 4.0% incline, they are used predominantly on services that utilize this line. Deutsche Bahn has ordered another 16 units euro worth of €495 million for international traffic, especially to France. The newest high-speed line in Germany, the Nuremberg-Ingolstadt high-speed rail line, which opened in May 2006, is the most recent addition to the ICE network. It is one of only two lines in Germany that are equipped for a line speed of 300 km/h. Since only third-generation ICE trains can travel at this speed, the ICE Line 41, formerly running from Essen HBF via Duisburg HBF a Euro Frankfurt ZAR 1/4 DBF to NAR 1/4 RNBERG HBF, was extended over the Nuremberg-Ingolstadt high-speed rail line, and today the service run is Oberhausen HBF a Euro Duisburg HBF a Euro Frankfurt HBF a Euro NAR 1/4 RNBERG HBF a Euro Ingolstadt HBF a Euro MAR 1/4 NCHEN HBF. The ICE-3 runs at speeds up to 320 km/h on the LGV Estate Railway Strasbourg a Euro Paris in France. ICE-T and ICE-TD. Simultaneously with the ICE-3, Siemens developed trains with tilting technology, using much of the ICE-3 technical design. The Class 411 and 415 ICE-TEMUs and Class 605 ICE-TD-DMUs were built with a similar interior and exterior design. They were specially designed for older railway lines not suitable for high speeds, for example the twisting lines in Thuringia. ICE-TD has diesel traction. ICE-T and ICE-TD can be operated jointly, but this is not done routinely. ICE-T. A total of 60 Class 411 and 11 Class 415 have been built so far. Both classes work reliably. Austria's DB purchased 3 units in 2007, operating them jointly with DB. It might be worth noting that even though DB assigned the name ICE-T to Class 411/415, the T originally did not stand for tilting, but for triebegen, as DB's marketing department at first deemed the top speed too low for assignment of the InterCity-Express brand and therefore planned to refer to this class as ICT. The train sets of the T-series were manufactured in 1999. The tilting system has been provided by Fiat Ferroviaria, now part of Alstom. ICE-T trains can run at speeds of up to 140 mph. ICE-TD. Rather ill-fated was the adoption of diesel services. In 2001, a total of 20 units were commissioned for use on the Dresden-Munich and Munich-Zurich lines, but these Class 605 units experienced trouble from the start, so the trains were mothballed. During the 2006 FIFA World Cup, they were used for supplemental services. Their top speed is 125 mph. They are expensive to use within Germany since full diesel tax must be paid. Starting at the end of 2007, the Class 605 has been deployed on the Hamburg-Copenhagen route. This route, using the Fehmarn Belt train ferry, needs diesel trains for both the railway and the ferry, as neither has an electric supply. Later the Hamburg Aarhus started to use these trains. The Danish railway currently has a severe shortage of long-distance diesel trains since their new IC4, with features similar to the iÄtseː_TD, has also been ill-fated and severely delayed in delivery. The iÄtseː_TD can have lower operational cost for this traffic, since diesel for train usage has lower tax in Denmark, and the trains fill their tanks there. Expo-Express: for the Expo 2000 in Hanover, Deutsche Bahn provided 120 additional train services. Some of these special services were operated by ICE trains and labeled Expo-Express. These services also constituted the first widespread use of the then-new IC3 train sets, presenting them to the domestic and international general public. Future ICE rolling stock. Deutsche Bahn plans to replace most ICE 1 and 2 trains, as well as most Intercity and Eurocity rolling stock with iCX electric multiple-unit train sets by 2025. iCX is a Deutsche Bahn project to procure up to 300 intercity trains to replace its existing fleets used on long-distance passenger services in Germany. Equipment: ICE decoration. A notable characteristic of the ICE trains is their color design, which has been registered by the DB as an aesthetic model and hence is protected as intellectual property. The trains are painted in pale grey with a traffic red stripe on the lower part of the vehicle. The continuous black band of windows and their oval door windows differentiate the ICEs from any other DB train. The ICE 1 and ICE 2 units originally had an orient red stripe, accompanied by a pastel violet stripe below. These stripes were repainted with the current traffic red between 1998 and 2000, when all ICE units were being checked and repainted in anticipation of the Expo 2000. The ICE lettering uses the color agate gray, the frame is painted in quartz gray. The plastic platings in the interior all utilize the pale gray color tone. Originally, the ICE 1 interior was designed in pastel tones with an emphasis on mint, following the DB color scheme of the day. The ICE 1 trains were refurbished in the mid-2000s, however, and now follow the same design as the ICE 3, which makes heavy usage of indirect lighting and wooden furnishings. The distinctive ICE design was developed by a team of designers around Alexander Neumeister in the early 1980s and first used on the Intercity Experimental. The team around Neumeister then designed the ICE 1, ICE 2, and ICE 3 TD. The interior of the trains was designed by Jens Peters working for BPA Design in Stuttgart. Among others, he was responsible for the heightened roof in the restaurant car and the special lighting. The same team also developed the design for the now discontinued Interregio trains in the mid-1980s. Differences in train layouts. Train set numbers. While every car in an ICE train has its own unique registration number, the trains usually remain coupled as fixed train sets for several years. For easier reference, each has been assigned a train set number that is printed over each bogie of every car. These numbers usually correspond with the registration numbers of the powerheads or cab cars. Interior equipment. The ICE trains adhere to a high standard of technology. All cars are fully air-conditioned and nearly every seat features a headphone jack which enables the passenger to listen to several onboard music and voice programs as well as several radio stations. Some seats in the first-class section are equipped with video displays showing movies and pre-recorded infotainment programs. Each train is equipped with special cars that feature in-train repeaters for improved mobile phone reception as well as designated quiet zones where the use of mobile phones is discouraged. The newer ICE 3 trains also have larger digital displays in all coaches, displaying, among other things, Deutsche Bahn advertising, the predicted arrival time at the next destination and the current speed of the train. The ICE-1 was originally equipped with a passenger information system based on BTX, however the system was eventually taped over and removed in the later refurbishment. The ICE-3 trains feature touch-screen terminals in some carriages, enabling travelers to print train timetables. The system is also located in the restaurant car of the ICE-2. The ICE-1 fleet saw a major overhaul between 2005 and 2008, supposed to extend the lifetime of the trains by another 15 to 20 years. Seats and the interior design were adapted to the ICE-3 design, electric sockets were added to every seat, the audio and video entertainment systems were removed and electronic seat reservation indicators were added above the seats. The ICE-2 trains have been undergoing the same procedure since 2010. ICE-2 trains feature electric sockets at selected seats. ICE-3 and ICE-T trains have sockets at nearly every seat. The ICE-3 and ICE-T are similar in their interior design, but the other ICE types differ in their original design. The ICE-1, the ICE-2 and 7-car ICE-T are equipped with a full restaurant car. The 5-car ICE-T and ICE-3 however, have been designed without a restaurant, they feature a bistro coach instead. Since October 1, 2006, smoking is prohibited in the bistro coaches, similar to the restaurant cars, which have always been non-smoking. All trains feature a disabled toilet and wheelchair spaces. The ICE-1 and ICE-2 have a special conference compartment whilst the ICE-3 features a compartment suitable for small children. The ICE-3 and ICE-T omit the usual train manager's compartment and have an open counter named service point instead. An electronic display above each seat indicates the locations between which the seat has been reserved. Passengers without reservations are permitted to take seats with a blank display or seats with no reservation on the current section. Maintenance. The maintenance schedule of the trains is divided into 7 steps. Every 4,000 kilometers, an inspection taking about 1.5 hours is undertaken. The waste collection tanks are emptied and freshwater tanks are refilled. Acute defects are rectified. Furthermore, safety tests are conducted. These include checking the pantograph pressure, cleaning and checking for fissures in the rooftop insulators, inspecting transformers and checking the pantograph's current collector for wear. The wheels are also checked in this inspection. Every 20,000 kilometers, a 2.5 hour inspection is conducted, called Natschau. In this inspection, the brakes, the Linienzugbeinflussung systems and the anti-lock brakes are checked as well. After 80,000 kilometers, the train undergoes the inspection Stufe 1. During the 2 modules, each lasting 8 hours, the brakes receive a thorough check, as well as the air conditioning and the kitchen equipment. The batteries are checked, as well as the seats and the passenger information system. Once the train has reached 240,000 kilometers, the inspection Stufe 2 mandates a check of the electric motors, the bearings and the drive shafts of the bogies and the couplers. This inspection is usually carried out in 2 modules taking 8 hours each. About once a year, the inspection Stufe 3 takes place, at 3 times 8 hours each. In addition to the other check-up phases, it includes checks on the pneumatic systems, and the transformer cooling. Maintenance work is performed inside of the passenger compartment. The first revision is carried out after 1.2 million km. It includes a thorough check of all components of the train and is carried out in 2 5-day segments. The 7th and final step is the second revision, which happens when reaching 2.4 million kilometers. The bogies are exchanged for new ones and many components of the train are disassembled and checked. This step also takes 2 5-day segments. Maintenance on the ICE trains is carried out in special ICE workshops located in Basel, Berlin, Cologne, Dortmund, Frankfurt, Hamburg, Leipzig and Munich. The train is worked upon at up to 4 levels at a time and fault reports are sent to the workshops in advance by the onboard computer system to keep maintenance time at a minimum. Route planning and network layout. The ICE system is a polycentric network. Connections are offered in either 30-minute, hourly or bi-hourly intervals. Furthermore, additional services run during peak times, and some services call at lesser stations during off-peak times. Unlike the French TGV or the Japanese Shinkansen systems, the vehicles, tracks and operations were not designed as an integrated whole. Rather, the ICE system has been integrated into Germany's pre-existing system of railway lines instead. One of the effects of this is that the ICE-3 trains can reach a speed of 300 km/h only on some stretches of line and cannot currently reach their maximum allowed speed of 330 km/h on German railway lines. The line most heavily utilized by ICE trains is the Riedbahn between Frankfurt and Mannheim due to the bundling of many ICE lines in that region. When considering all traffic, the busiest line carrying ICE traffic is the Munich-Augsburg line, carrying about 300 trains per day. North-south connections. The network's main backbone consists of 6 north-south lines, from Hamburg-Altona via Hamburg HBF a Hanover HBF a Kassel Wilhelmshall paragraph a Fulda BF a Frankfurt HBF a Mannheim HBF either via Karlsruhe HBF a Freiburg BF to Basel SBB or straight to Stuttgart HBF. From Hamburg-Altona a Hamburg HBF and Bremen HBF via Hanover HBF a Kassel Wilhelmshall paragraph a Fulda BF a Y1/4 LZBURG HBF either via NA1/4 RNBERG HBF a Ingolstadt HBF Ordnung paragraph RTH. BF a Augsburg HBF to MA1/4 NCHEN HBF. From Hamburg-Altona via Hamburg HBF a Berlin Spandau a Berlin HBF a Berlin ZA1/4 DKREUZ a Leipzig HBF a NA1/4 RNBERG HBF either via Augsburg HBF or Ingolstadt HBF to MA1/4 NCHEN HBF. From Berlin OSTBF via Berlin HBF a Berlin Spandau a Braunschweig HBF a Kassel Wilhelmshall paragraph a Fulda BF a Frankfurt HBF a Mannheim HBF either via Karlsruhe HBF a Freiburg BF to Basel SBB or via Stuttgart HBF a Ulm HBF a Augsburg HBF to MA1/4 NCHEN HBF. From Amsterdam Central or Dortmund HBF via Duisburg HBF a DA1/4 Seldorf HBF a Car paragraph LN HBF a Frankfurt Flughafen a Mannheim HBF either via Karlsruhe HBF a Freiburg BF to Basel SBB or via Stuttgart HBF a Ulm HBF a Augsburg HBF to MA1/4 NCHEN HBF. From Amsterdam Central a Duisburg HBF a DA1/4 Seldorf HBF or Brussels South a Aachen HBF via Car paragraph. LN HBF a Frankfurt Flughafen a Frankfurt HBF a Y1/4 LZBURG HBF a NA1/4 RNBERG HBF to MA1/4 NCHEN HBF, also applies to trains in the opposite directions, taken from 2007 network map. East-west connections. Furthermore, the network has 4 main east-west thoroughfares, from Berlin-Gesundbrunnen via Berlin HBF a Berlin ZA1/4 DKREUZ a Hamburg HBF a Hamburg Dammtor a Hamburg-Altona, from Berlin OSTBF via Berlin HBF a Hanover HBF a Bielefeld HBF a Hamm either via Dortmund HBF a Essen HBF a Duisburg HBF a DA1/4 Seldorf HBF to Car paragraph LN Bonn Flughafen or via Hagen HBF a Wuppertal HBF a Solingen HBF a Car paragraph LN HBF to Bonn HBF. From Dresden HBF via Leipzig HBF a Erfurt HBF a Fulda BF a Frankfurt HBF either via Frankfurt Flughafen a Mainz HBF to Wiesbaden HBF or via Darmstadt HBF a Mannheim HBF a Kaiserslautern HBF to Zabra 1/4 CKN HBF. From Dresden HBF via Leipzig HBF a Erfurt HBF. A Kassel Wilhelmshall paragraph a Paderborn HBF a Dortmund HBF a Essen HBF a Duisburg HBF a DA1/4 Seldorf HBF to Car paragraph LN HBF, also applies to trains in the opposite directions, taken from 2007 network map, German branch lines. Some train lines extend past the core network and branch off to serve the following connections. From Berlin HBF to Rostock HBF, from Hamburg HBF to Kiel HBF, from Bremen HBF to Oldenburg HBF, from Karl-Paragraph-Ellen HBF to Aachen HBF, from Koblenz HBF to Trier HBF, from Mannheim HBF via Kaiserslautern HBF to Zabra 1/4 CKN HBF, from Stuttgart HBF via Rottweiler Eurotupplingen Eurosingen to Schaffhausen, now being replaced by conventional intercity train sets, from R1/4 NCHEN HBF to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, from NAR 1/4 RNBERG HBF via Regensburg HBF a Euro. Plattling to Passau HBF, also applies to trains in the opposite directions. Bottlenecks: several lines on the ICE network are highly trafficked, among them, from Dortmund HBF via Bochum HBF a Euro Essen HBF a Euro Duisburg HBF a Euro Dar 1/4 Seldorf HBF to Karl-Paragraph-Ellen HBF, from Frankfurt HBF to Fulda, from Frankfurt HBF to Mannheim HBF, from Karlsruhe HBF via Freiburg to Basel SBB, also applies to trains in the opposite directions. ICE Sprinter: the so-called ICE Sprinter trains are extra-fast trains between Germany's major cities running in the morning and evening hours. They are tailored for business travelers or long-distance commuters and are marketed by DB as an alternative to domestic flights. Some of the Sprinter services continue as normal ICE services after reaching their destination. Sprinter trains usually depart around 06:00 for morning services and 18:00 for evening services. A reservation is mandatory on the ICE Sprinter. In addition to the usual first-class service, the first class in the Sprinter trains also offers free drinks, an on-seat breakfast or dinner and additional newspapers. In the second class, newspapers are provided in the carriages at no extra cost. The first Sprinter service was established between Munich and Frankfurt in 1992. Frankfurt-Hamburg followed in 1993 and Cologne-Hamburg in 1994. This service ran as a metropolitan service between December 1996 and December 2004. In 1998, a Berlin-Frankfurt service was introduced and a service between Cologne and Stuttgart ran between December 2005 and October 2006. Until December 2006, a morning Sprinter service ran between Frankfurt and Munich, taking 325 hours for the journey. This has been since replaced by a normal ICE connection taking only 321 hours. As of January 2010, the individual ICE Sprinter lines are: Source, Deutsche Bahn AG, line segments abroad. Some ICE trains also run on services abroad a Euro, sometimes diverting from their original lines. From Duisburg HBF to Amsterdam Centraal, from Karl-Paragraph-Ellen HBF via Aachen HBF and Liège-Guillemins to Bruxelles Midi Brussels UID, from Zabra 1/4 CKN HBF to Paris Estate, from Basel SBB to Interlaken Oost, from Basel SBB to Saar 1/4 HB, from Stuttgart HBF via Schaffhausen to Saar 1/4 HB, from R 1/4 NCHEN HBF via Kufstein to Innsbruck HBF, from R 1/4 NCHEN HBF via Salzburg HBF a Euro Linz HBF to Wien WESTBF, from Passau HBF via Linz HBF to Wien WESTBF, from Flensburg to Arras H. From Puttgarden to Carbonhaven H, also applies to the opposite directions. Since December 2006, Stuttgart HBF and Saar 1/4 HB have been connected by a bi-hourly service. The ABB in Austria also uses two ICE train sets, although they do not use tilting technology. Since December 2007, ABB and DB offer a bi-hourly connection between Wien WESTBF and Frankfurt HBF. Since June 2007, ICE 3M trains have been running between Frankfurt HBF and Paris Estate via Zabra 1/4 CKN and Kaiserslautern. Together with the TGV-operated service between Paris Estate, Stuttgart HBF and MAR 1/4 NCHEN HBF, this ICE line is part of the LGV Estate Europa Copyright N, also called Paris-Ostfrankreich-Saar 1/4 Deutschland for short, a pan-European high-speed line between France and Germany. Since late 2007, ICE-TD trains have linked Berlin HBF with Copenhagen and Aarhus via Hamburg HBF. In addition, ICE trains to London via the Channel Tunnel are planned for 2015. unique safety and security requirements for the tunnel as well as hold-ups in the production of the Velaro-D trains to be used on the route have delayed these plans. Intra-Swiss ICE trains, to avoid empty runs or excess weights, several services exist that operate exclusively inside Switzerland: 3 services from Basel SBB to Interlaken Oost, 2 services from Basel SBB to Saar 1/4 HB, 3 service from Interlaken Oost to Basel SBB, 1 service from Interlaken Oost to Bern, 2 services from Saar 1/4 HB to Basel SBB, 1 service from Bern to Interlaken Oost. These trains, despite being officially notated as ICEs, are more comparable to a Swiss Interregio or Regio Express train, calling at small stations like Mar Paragraph Linn or Sissac. As common in Switzerland, these trains can be used without paying extra for a supplement. Travel times, accidents. There have been several accidents involving ICE trains. The Eschede disaster was the only accident with fatalities inside the train, but other accidents have resulted in major damage to the train sets involved. Eschede disaster. The ICE accident near Eschede that happened on June 3, 1998 was a severe railway accident. Train set 51, travelling as ICE 884 Wilhelm Conrad Ra paragraph NTGEN from Munich to Hamburg, derailed at 200 km/h, killing 101 and injuring 88. It remains the world's worst high-speed rail disaster. The cause of the accident was a wheel rim which broke and damaged the train 6 km south of the accident site. The wheel rim penetrated the carriage floor and lifted the check rail of a set of points close to Eschede station. The broken-off check rail then forced the point blades of the following set of points to change direction, and the rear cars of the train set were diverted to a different track. They hit the pillars of a street overpass, which then collapsed onto the tracks. Only 3 cars in the front powerhead passed under the bridge, the rest of the 14-car train jackknifed into the collapsed bridge. Other accidents. On September 27, 2001, train set 5509 fell off a work platform at the Hof maintenance facility and was written off. On November 22, 2001, powerhead 401020 caught fire. The train was stopped at the station in Offenbach am Main near Frankfurt am. No passengers were harmed, but the fire caused the powerhead to be written off. On January 6, 2004, ICE-TD train set 1106 caught fire while it was parked at Leipzig. 2 cars were written off, and the others are now used as spares. On April 1, 2004, train set 321 collided with a tractor that had fallen onto the track at a tunnel entrance near Istein, and was derailed. No one was injured. Train set 321 was temporarily taken apart, its cars being switched with cars from other ICE-3 train sets. Powerhead 401-553 suffered major damage in a collision with a car on the Riedbahn in April 2006. On April 28, 2006, train set 73 collided head-on with 2 BLSW 465 locomotives at Thun in Switzerland. The driver of the Swiss locomotives was unfamiliar with the new layout of the station, which had been recently changed. He did not see a shunting signal ordering him to stop. The locomotives automatically engaged the emergency brakes when he passed the signal, but came to a stop on the same track as the approaching ICE. The ICE was traveling at a speed of 74 km/h. The emergency brake slowed the train to 56 km/h at the point of collision. 30 passengers and the driver of the ICE suffered minor injuries, the driver of the Swiss locomotives having jumped to safety. Both trains suffered major damage. The powerhead 401-573 had to be rebuilt using components from 3 damaged powerheads. On March 1, 2008, train set 1192, traveling as ICE-23, collided with a tree which had fallen onto the track near Bra 1/4 HL after being blown down by Cyclone Emma. The driver suffered severe injuries. The train set is back in service, its driving car having been replaced with that from train set 1106. On April 26, 2008, train set 11, traveling as ICE 885, collided with a herd of sheep on the Hanover-Wang 1/4 LZBURG high-speed rail line near Fulda. Both powerheads and 10 of the 12 cars derailed. the train came to a stop 1,300 meters into the Landra 1/4 Keene Tunnel. 19 of the 130 passengers suffered mostly minor injuries, 4 of them needing hospital treatment. A cracked axle was blamed for a low-speed derailment of a third-generation ICE in Cologne in July 2008. The accident, in which no one was hurt, caused DB to recall its newest ICEs as a safety measure. In October 2008, the company recalled its ICE-T trains after a further crack was found. On April 17, 2010, ICE 105 Amsterdam, Basel lost a door while traveling at high speed near Montauban. The door slammed into the side of ICE 612 on the adjacent track. 6 people traveling on ICE 612 were injured. On August 17, 2010, the ICE from Frankfurt to Paris hit a truck that had slid from an embankment onto the rail near Lambrecht. The first 2 carriages derailed and 10 people were injured, 1 seriously. On January 11, 2011, trainset 4654 partly derailed during a side-on collision with a freight train near Zevenaar in the Netherlands. There were no injuries. Fare structure: Germany, ICE trains are the highest category trains in the fare system of the Deutsche Bahn. Their fares are not calculated on a fixed per kilometer table as with other trains, but instead have fixed prices for station-to-station connections, depending on a multitude of factors including the railway line category and the general demand on the line. Even on lines where the ICE is not faster than an ordinary IC or EC train, an additional surcharge will be levied on the ground that the ICE trains have a higher comfort level than IC/EC trains. Netherlands: in the Netherlands, a comparably lower 2 surcharge has to be paid for each trip on the ICE International. Monthly and annual passes include this surcharge. When traveling on a student travel card, the surcharge doesn't have to be paid. Austria: on the intra-Austrian lines, Vienna-Passau, Hamburg, and Innsbruck-Kufstein, Berlin, no additional fees are charged. Switzerland: likewise, the trains running to and from Zurich, Interlaken and Chur, as well as those on the intra-Swiss ICE trains can be used without any surcharge. In Switzerland and Austria, a ride on the ICE takes nearly as long as on a domestic train. This is because of the comparably short length of travel and the low speeds in these countries when compared to Germany. Denmark: the ICE trains Hamburg-Copenhagen cost the same as the Eurocity trains, there being no other trains. The ICE trains Hamburg-Aarhus have a surcharge of a 9 as against other trains. Inside Denmark, the ICE trains have the same fare as regional trains. Scale models: various the ICE train scale models in several scales have been produced by Mark-Currency RKLIN, Fleischmann, Rocco, Trix, Mihano, PIKO and Lima. Possible future services: London: in January 2010, the European railway network was open to a liberalisation intended to allow greater competition. Both Air France-KLM and Deutsche Bahn have indicated their desire to take advantage of the new laws to run new services via the Channel Tunnel and the high-speed 1 route that terminates at London's Street Pancras. Just prior, in December 2009, Deutsche Bahn received permission to run InterCity-Express trains through the Channel Tunnel after a safety requirement to have splittable passenger trains was lifted. Deutsche Bahn had previously expressed a desire to run through trains between London and Germany. On July 28, 2010, Deutsche Bahn announced plans to run an IC3 train through the Channel Tunnel during autumn 2010, in preparation for possible future operations. This took place on October 19, 2010. Passenger-carrying ICE trains will have to meet safety requirements in order to transit the Channel Tunnel. Although the requirement for splittable trains was lifted, concerns remain over the shorter length of ICE train sets, fire safety, and the ICE's distributed power arrangements. There have been suggestions that French interests have advocated stringent enforcement to delay a competitor on the route. Eurostar also recently chose Siemens' Velaro-based rolling stock. There were concerns that Alstom and the French government would take the matter to court. In October 2010, the French transport minister suggested that the European Railway Agency should arbitrate. After safety rule changes which might permit the use of Siemens' Velaro rolling stock, the French government dismissed their delegate to the Channel Tunnel Safety Authority, and brought in a replacement. In March 2011, a European rail agency report authorized trains with distributed traction for use in the Channel Tunnel. This means that the ICE Class 407 trains which DB intends to use for its London services will be able to run through the tunnel. In December 2011, it was announced that the London service would not start before 2015 due to delays in production of the new ICE-3 trains. Ridership: from its inception in July 1991 to 2006, ICE has transported some 550 million passengers, including 67 million in 2005. In 2009, ICE trains transported more than 77.2 million people. Trivia: on October 5, 2006, the Deutsche Post AG released a series of stamps, among them a stamp picturing an ICE-3, at 55 plus 25 euro cents. At both ends of ICE-T, ICE-TD and ICE-3 trains there is a passenger compartment with a view of the tracks and all controls, through a transparent glass window separating the compartment from the driver's cabin. The driver can, however, put cupcake frosting on the glass at will at the press of a button. Bicycles are not permitted on any ICE trains, unless wheels and handlebars have been removed and they are fully enclosed in a bike bag. 3 specially built washing bays for ICE trains exist in Hamburg Edelstadt, Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof CHST and Mar 1/4 NCHENHBF. The ICE-3 was transurfed in 2005. In 2006, LEGO modeled one of its train sets after the ICE. A Railworks add-on is available for Train Simulator 2012, accurately reflecting the original 1991 version of the ICE on German tracks. There is also an add-on utilizing the Munich-Augsburg line using ICE-3 train sets. See also, List of Intercity-Express lines, List of Intercity-Express railway stations, train categories in Europe, high-speed rail in Germany, notes. References. External links: railfaneeurope.net, the ICE page is a Euro on official website, railfaneeurope.net a Euro pictures of ICE trains, German, DB der Ostgeschwindigkeit a Euro DB corporate website celebrating 15 years of ICE traffic, German, von Bombardier Euro coach alignment of all DB long-distance trains, Bombardier, long-distance network maps a Euro network maps of both IC and ICE networks.